Namaste, everybody. Lucky blog number 13. I wanted to talk today about comfort zones and stepping outside of them. So, this past weekend, when I was at the Sweat Lodge, there was this gentleman inside the tent that had called out for water. And the facilitator said, "Sir, do you really need the water? Or is your mind distracting you to believe that you need the water because you're moving outside of your comfort zone?" And in that moment, I had this real awakening to what was happening in my own brain, which was also fear and a lot of distractions, thinking of all the things that I needed to do and not be there, all the things that I could come up with as excuses to get out of there. For the first two rounds, I was thinking these thoughts. And when this man spoke up and the facilitator said that, I recognized that my mind was just telling me stories. And I recognized too that it's hard for us to step outside of our comfort zones because the brain has neural pathways that are already laid out and it kind of takes the shortest route. It likes habits because it's easy and it's effective, or at least it creates the illusion of being effective because we know that we've had some experiences before, and we generally can predict some sort of outcome that we're comfortable with. And even if our comfort zone is uncomfortable, we still are repeating the same patterns over and over again because it gives us some sense of control. But life, we can't really control life, and that's an illusion of effectiveness. And the real creative insight comes when you can step out of your comfort zone into the unknown. And there is trepidation with that, there is discomfort with that. But that's when creativity is at its peak. It's creating new neural pathways. And if we can think of change as an opportunity to create possibilities instead of creating fears and stories based on past fears, and create new stories based on possibility, then wow, like our lives could be pretty cool. And so I'm trying to put this into place. I'm trying to actually acknowledge that there are many times when I think of things like, oh, it would be really cool to have a healing space and up in the mountains, and it's beautiful, and I bring all my clients there, and I hold classes there, and then this appears, and because instant manifestation is happening. So this thing appears. This is an example that's happening in my life right now. It appears. So now I'm like, okay, well, I could move there. But then I see my mind going, but then I have to maybe give up classes, and then I might have to commute longer. And I start with all these stories about maybe why that wouldn't be ideal when it was ideal, half an hour ago. So I'm tracking that. I'm tracking my fears. I'm tracking my ability to stay positive. I'm tracking my creativity. And I'll challenge you to do the same thing. When fear arises and when change arises and when we step outside of our comfort zone, what happens? And where is it all going and where is it all coming from? And I would suggest dropping into your heart and putting the fears aside for a moment and asking yourself if it's something you truly desire. And if it is, just make it happen. Make it happen. All right, so that's my insight for tonight. Namaste.